Laura Robson has spoken for the first time about her lucky escape from the massacre which took place last year at Las Vegas's Mandalay Bay Hotel. The former Wimbledon junior champion was attending the fateful country music concert on the night of October 1 when gunman Stephen Paddock opened fire from an overlooking room, killing 58 people and leaving more than 500 injured. Robson, partnering Coco Vandeweghe, was beaten 7-6. 6-4 on Wednesday in the first round of the Australian Open doubles event by Katerina Srebotnik and Hao Qingchen. Laura Robson has opened up for the first time about the Las Vegas massacre last year. The former Wimbledon junior champion was attending the fateful country music concert. Afterwards, she recounted the terrible events of that October night, which she admits have made her more thankful for what she has in life. "We were really lucky in that we were off to the side," said Robson, who was only there because the tournament had finished early and she had a spare weekend before her scheduled flight back to the UK. "So you hear everything and stuff like that, but we were on the way out anyway, so many people weren't lucky. Just got a big hug from my mum when she picked me from the airport the next day." She had been invited by a friend who had worked under her agent Max Eisenbud. The individual concerned is said to have shown great courage in protecting and treating the injured in the horrific aftermath. A mourner cries at a makeshift memorial on the Las Vegas Strip for the Mandalay Bay shooting. "I thought it was something on the stage," said Robson. "My friend, one of the girls I was with, she is from North Carolina, so she was the first one to be like, 'Hang on here. That is definitely bullets.' A guy who used to work for IMG, he was the hero that day. From there I was meant to go home for a while anyway, which was probably really a good thing because I just spent 5 days in the house without really leaving. It was a crazy thing to happen and I got really lucky. My friends got really lucky. That's all I can say. I don't really like to think about it. When I got home my dogs could sense that I was a bit off, so they just sat on me for 5 days. After that you have to get back to real life and back on the court. Definitely a bit more thankful." Since suffering a long-term wrist injury from which she has now recovered, Robson has only shown rare flashes of the form that once took her inside the world's top 30. But she is still languishing at number 227 in the world, and she could not even make the singles qualifying here. Robson and Coco Vandeweghe were dumped out of the Australian Open in Melbourne. To try and recapture her former heights, she has reunited with Dutchman Martijn Bach, who coached her to the Wimbledon junior title of 2008 when she was just 14. "I actually feel good. I feel very happy on court for the first time in a long time. I'm happy to be back with Martijn. We're putting in some good work on the practice court. I feel very happy and super motivated. Martijn stayed in touch the whole time that we were apart. It sounds weirdly romantic, but it's not. So he would always text me, 'How are you doing?' He started emailing me and my family again, and he was quite upset about my results and everything like that and how it hadn't started coming together. So he talked to his wife and his kids and they allowed him to travel a little bit again. He's not full-time. At the moment it's 22 to 24 weeks, but it's a significant amount of time and I'm happy to do my training weeks in Amsterdam." The 23-year-old Brit couldn't prevent a second-round exit on Wednesday at Court 5. "My goal for the end of the year is to be back in top 100. But, really for me, I want to feel the best possible version of myself again on court. That's something that's just not been there the last few years. If I win or lose, I want to execute that to the best of my ability every time and come off feeling like maybe I didn't win but I did everything that we'd been working on. Vary the pace a bit more so it's not so bash tennis. Just do everything I can, then I'll feel better about myself and better for the next week every time." It has been a difficult couple of years for the 23-year-old who has always carried a certain burden with her extraordinary Wimbledon triumph of 2008. Robson and Vanda were all smiles, but both were dumped out of the Australian Open. I felt like I was stuck in this spot where I wasn't getting any better. I couldn't pinpoint what I was doing wrong and why I felt so bad on court. Why I was so unhappy in practice and in matches. It was getting a bit overwhelming from whenever I got here to Australia. Boxing Day or something. I felt a lot lighter on court and a lot happier. I had to just change my mindset from last year and put in a couple of really good weeks of training. New year, new me and all that. Robson, who attended her sister's wedding here last month, also reflected on the fact that she has been allowed to make her own decisions and not been pushed into a career she does not want. The option has always been there for me. I haven't ever had my parents or family members saying this is your role. Unfortunately, some other players maybe do. It has always been up to me whether to stop or keep going. Definitely you have some dark thoughts when you lose in China for the third week in a row, but I don't feel that way anymore.